Hey, what's up guys, it's JoePcool14 here, and welcome back into the Legacy Console Edition world. How are you all doing? I'm doing pretty well today. It's been quite some time since we've seen this world. We're gonna just kind of go over what's been going on in this world since that last video, and then we'll get straight into what we're gonna work on today. So the farms have been relocated and expanded, and you can also see we've got an expansion of the path. Kind of patched up this area where it was kind of a cave and filled it in here with our path design, the same design we had from the previous episode. And we brought it down here, and that brings us to our farms. So we got potato farms, carrot farms, pumpkin farms, wheat farms, more wheat farms, berry bushes, and of course the very important beetroot farm in the back. But yeah, we've got our farms over here, and then of course in addition to cactus and sugarcane, those are still chilling. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and harvest our sugarcane while I'm thinking of it. Yeah, I had to get those farms out of the way because they were definitely in the way on the other side. So I'm pleased that we've kind of moved them over. While I'm thinking of it, we did also get some dogs. So we've got one with an orange collar and we've got one with an orange collar. Don't currently have names for them. We might have names for them at some point. I don't have name tags though, so I'm not too worried about it, but hey, that was something we accomplished. And that was actually something we accomplished on a live stream recently. In fact, that segues perfectly into talking about the Twitch channel here. So I've actually spent quite a bit of time kind of working on the Twitch channel, revamping some of the, I guess all the text on there and graphics and stuff. You know, we've been working on that. We've actually done a couple live streams since then. They're available. They should still be available on Twitch, of course, though those archives will be removed. However, there's going to be another way to watch them, which I'm going to get into in just a second here. You might also remember there was only one animal farm up here, that being the cow farm, in which, why is there leather just sitting over here? I must have had one die somehow. We had our cow farm here, that hasn't changed, but what has changed is this new chicken farm, which is pretty much in the same style as the cow farm, but it's for chicken instead. So, you know, it might feel a little on the crowded side, but, you know, it's fine for this early game stage, and it definitely gives us enough room. I mean, the chicken are pretty small compared to the cows, so I'm pretty pleased that we've got this set up. We're starting to harvest eggs. So that's in really good conditions. Going back to the Twitch streams, one of the other things we worked on that Twitch stream recently was clearing a huge amount of area over here. In fact, all of this was all forested, and we have cut down a ton of trees here, clear out all the berry bushes and everything else to create an area that actually, in my opinion, is really nice and really suitable for some structures. You know, I haven't decided exactly yet what's going to be going here, but there is a lot of room, and I think it's a really cozy area in here between the hills on each side, and we have a little pond here, we have the pond, everything over there going back to our house and out to the water. We've even got some water over here as well, which is really nice. I think this is just a very nice little area. So going back to the streams, if you want to take a look at those streams, I have created a brand new YouTube channel, and it's called JoePcool14's Stream Archives. I know, very original. Or it's JoePcool14 VOD, Video on Demand. That's where I'm going to be doing my best to try and archive the live streams for you to rewatch in case you missed them, and just for the sake of archival purposes. So the first couple days worth of live streams have been posted and are available there, so if you'd like to go and check that out, that'll be linked down in the description. But hey, why watch archives when you can actually watch the live stream? And why it's called a live stream. Come check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/JoePcool14. It's up there. There's quite a bit of information posted on there now, including a rough schedule. You know, I'm planning on doing streams maybe once a week, tentatively. Not totally set in stone on that, but if I do, it'll likely be on Monday evenings for American time. But definitely check that out, and I'll be trying to do my best to keep that updated. Also, since the last time, because there's quite a few updates, I've also launched my website. I haven't talked about that in a video yet. That'll be over at joepcool14.com, and that'll just be kind of more of a landing page for people to just see my social media links and, you know, get access to that stuff. And I might post some kind of just longer form content at some point. A little bit of history on there currently. So yeah, I definitely plan to do more with that. JoePico14.com. Go ahead and check it out. And if you need any links to anything else, including my Discord, there's kind of my Discord policy over there. It's not a server, it's just my Discord account, but if you want information on that, go ahead and check it out. Again, JoePico14.com is where it's at. So, I think without that, I think we've pretty much covered all of the announcements and logistical discussion. I suppose we also have a sheep farm. That's a thing that's happening too. And that's definitely going to be a project we're going to work on soon. In fact, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and breed them. I need to keep working on that. I need to just keep breeding them every time I think about it, because then that gets us closer and closer to actually having enough sheep to have our 16 color wool farm, which is absolutely the goal. So that'll put us at 6, which is good. We can definitely start constructing it. There's nothing wrong with that. And speaking of the construction, I'm going to be going with a very similar style to these animal farms here. So we're going to go with the spruce, the smooth stone slabs, and well, the only difference is the inside is going to have to be grass. So there will be some differences, I suppose, but that's going to be the plan. And I think in terms of placement, we're not going to use this area because I feel like this area is admittedly too good for that, but we have this area over here, which I also was working on clearing during the streams. And this is where I think we're going to want to put it, is just kind of in this area, maybe wrapping around over here. We've got a decent amount of space cooking for this. So I think it's very good, and it'll be very exciting once we can get that going, because I do like me to have access to those different colors of wool. I feel like it's just, it allows you to build just so many more interesting things. So I'm looking forward to having that going. Well, I wasn't sure what to do there, so I basically just went over and harvested all of these farms over here, which is kind of good, because now what we can do with all this stuff, not the spooky sounds, is we can go ahead and actually compost a lot of this stuff, including some of these wheat seeds and beetroot seeds, because, you know, we just don't need this many. Actually, that begs the question, can you compost berries? You can. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, the composter is one of those things that I really like that they added. It just feels like it's something really useful. It just gives you an alternate way to get bone meal, which for me, I really appreciate. Just sometimes I just don't kill enough skeletons, and I feel like this is just a good alternate. Now, obviously, you look back at my inventory and you say, well, you only got 7 pieces of bone meal. Well, that is true. However, that is 7 pieces of bone meal that I wouldn't have otherwise had, so in my opinion, it's still kind of useful. By the way, if anyone has name suggestions for the dogs, or one of the dogs, or whatever, go ahead and leave me a comment. I do have one in mind that was suggested, but I have 2 dogs, and I'll probably have more in the future, so definitely let me know if you have any suggestions for those. Here's something that we can work on. Gone ahead and picked up a lot of my plants and outside-y decorations. And I feel like this house is quite plain on the back side and on the sides. And actually the front as well. It's just around the porch where I did do a little bit of bone mealing, but I figured let's do some decoration maybe on the outside here. I got the spruce leaves because I thought, you know, maybe we could do some type of bushes perhaps. I mean, we don't have all the options that the new versions have, but I think there's some things that we can do with what we have. Also going to probably want to do some more interesting stuff with the lighting. Right now I just have torches, but we do have enough iron, I think, to go ahead and start making a lot of lanterns. Oh yeah, we can definitely make some lanterns, no problem. Okay, much better. So yeah, what we can kind of do is maybe we can start by just putting some bushes maybe in the front of the windows perhaps. Maybe we'll just do that as a starting point. And then we have a few different flowers. I don't have a ton of the tulips and some of the rare flowers, but I do have a lot of the basic ones, and I do have some of the double tall ones. The first thing I checked when I saw that I had sunflowers was, well, which way is east? And it turns out that would be this way. So we can use the sunflowers kind of in the back here without them looking really weird. So I think maybe using them in the back would be smart. And then as for the other ones, we do have access to the other 3. I'm going to use, I think, the rose bush, perhaps maybe something like this. just kind of surrounding the windows. Coming up around here to the front, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. I do have some flower pots. So what I'm going to do is grab, I have in here, not in here, in the wood chest I've got some spruce fencing, which might be useful, I think. And what we'll do with that is we can just kind of plop that here, and then we'll switch over to our flower pots and get a couple of those there, and then on the flower pots, then we can put something that we might like. I'll just check it with the ferns real quick. Yeah, nah, I think we can do flowers. I think the ferns is kind of not the best choice. Maybe we can try it with the cornflowers. I forgot though that the flowers in the flower pots look giant. So actually, honestly, I think I'd rather just put them on the ground at that point, because otherwise it just looks really weird. Yeah, I probably should just do it like that, honestly. And then from there, that's where we're going to need to start using our double tall plants again. So maybe we throw some of the lilacs along here, which I'm actually going to go ahead and bone meal because I need some more. And I'll probably bone meal in here, although I would kind of like to use more leaves, perhaps. I don't know, it just feels a bit plain. I don't know, maybe we could also use dirt paths. Those are also kind of an option. But if we continue kind of to swing around the side, this side, I guess we might as well, tell you what, just because, why don't we dedicate each side to a different double tall plant. So over here we'll put peonies. So that way we've got peonies, sunflowers, lilacs, and rose bushes all kind of included in this build. We can go ahead as well and start to use some of our lanterns, which I think just logically we're going to put them on the corners. Oh no! It doesn't treat stairs as full blocks. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, that is a huge disappointment. Okay. This is where it starts to get, yeah, frustrating. I guess I could just do this. Yeah, that looks okay, I think. We could probably get away with using that. Not ideal, but, you know, it's okay. I really wish we had chains, but, you know, we just don't. So I've got to use what I can. So what we'll do is we'll just simply put these on all the corners. And we'll get rid of all the torches, which that would be good, because the torches are kind of ugly. This one's kind of a weird one, because it's in front of that. Whatever, it's fine. You know, everything is at a very small scale for this build. You know, things are hanging too high above, like 2 blocks high above the ground. You know, this is not a super, like, this build scale is just very small. Probably a bit too small, but it's not something I can really fix at this point. Oh no, this roof doesn't... do I just do that? You know what, I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna say it's attached to the wall. That's my excuse for doing this. Yeah, whatever. That's the kind of nitpicky thing that I would get frustrated over. Okay. Aside from that, with the plants, I say we kind of just start bone mealing the area. I don't think we need to get too in-depth about everything. This side, I'm not totally sure if I want to build like a path or something going around here. Wouldn't mind also using something like podzol or coarse dirt in here, but, you know, that's fine. I think this is just kind of to surround the build, so it's not super barren. See, I kind of want to connect this with the little path, so maybe we'll do a quick little dirt path. Just kind of to be like, yeah, this is a thing. This is a gate over here. Why not? And then what we can do, since we've got these ferns, is we can kind of go in here and intersperse some of these to just break up some of the monotony of only having tall grass. I think for now I'm just going to bone meal this area. If I build a path here, I build a path here, but I'm not going to kind of plan too hard for that at the moment. My dog is just sitting in the tall grass now. I think we're going to push him a little over here. That looks a little better. Yeah, I think this looks a little bit cleaner. It's not a huge improvement, but I think it's a good change. I do feel like this area is quite barren, and in fact, I think there's only one thing we can reasonably put up here. It might have something to do with this. That's right, guys. Time for banners. So thankfully, we do have some wool, which means we can actually make our banners. Which, this will be interesting because I haven't created a banner on here, I don't think, in a while. So we're going to create 2 white banners. We're going to go with our very standard tried and true pattern. But I'm gonna have to be a little bit thoughtful about how I do it, just because things are a little bit different on the older version. I'm gonna need probably, I think I'm gonna need some light gray, so we better get the ink. That might be it, but I do have to go over here to my computer and actually pull it up. And every time I do this, by the way, every single time pretty much, I always forget where the banner is. I don't know why I always forget where the pattern is. So what we're going to need is we're going to need some yellow, so I'm going to go ahead and make a good amount of that. We're going to need some orange, so I'll make some red, and then we'll do some combinations. I think 2 orange should be all right. And then we're going to need some white as well, which is somewhere in here. I think we just still use bone meal. I don't think there's a white dye. Oh, there is a white dye. Never mind. Okay, so we're going to need to get a couple of that, and then finally we need some light gray, which is actually, we can craft it from the daisy, so we'll just do that, and I think that should be good. So basically, let's go in here. So select banner. I think we did select it, right? Select. Oh, wait, what? Select banner. Select. Oh, you selected with the triangle. That's weird. Okay. There we go. Again with the spooky noises. Why? Yeah, there it is. That is the classic Joe Pico 14 banner in console edition, and I must say it looks pretty nice. I don't really remember exactly where I found this. I found it online at some point. I don't remember who made it though. I don't know if I adapted it from somebody else's thing, but I've kind of claimed this as like my typical design, as I've talked about in previous videos, but I think this would be a great thing to add onto the outside of the house. So what I'm going to do is I should be able to just easily create a duplicate, hopefully in here. Copy banner. Let's see. Select. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could actually add them. Oops. I know you could add them just without using a loom. Copy. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so now we've got 2 copies of this, which actually I'm going to need to make one more because I want to have one in storage for when I want it in the future. Okay, I won't lie, that interface was a little bit more complicated than I expected. Maybe that one wasn't the best thought out, but you know, it's fine. And then, yeah, I mean, we could just maybe put the banners up alongside here. We could even put them up higher up. There's no reason we couldn't do that as well. We could put them up here. Or we could even put them further away. Or we could put them on the sides. Maybe we should put them there, actually. I kind of like putting them on the sides, but it does still feel like a very empty space here. There's just nothing there. I mean, maybe we could put like an item frame or something with just something there. I'm gonna take, I know this was my item frame for my map, but I'm just gonna borrow it. It's okay. No one will mind. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Forget the item frame. I didn't even notice I had a bell. You know what? That would be a very easy thing to put here. Let me grab... I'm going to put it hanging down so it's a little bit easier for me to actually ring it. We'll do this like that. Oops. But I want it to hang from the bottom. Boom. Okay. Oops. Pick that up. So there we go. It's a slightly improved front of the house. Not a major change, like I said, but you know what? I like this. So before we go ahead and end off, I might as well just breed the sheep again. Alright, well that's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I know we didn't do a whole lot today, but this was just kind of a get back on the road type of thing and get some updates through. But I've definitely got a few ideas, and I want to come up with some more, and I want to make sure that this series keeps on rolling in a good fashion. So anyways, guys, thank you again for watching. Don't forget to check out the Twitch channel and stay updated with what's going on the website and everything else. So this is Joe Pico 14 signing out. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.